keep?
Like, what do we keep at this point in time? What do we keep?
Well, the songs are all tight.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff sounds fun. So I just think you want to listen to them, and the ones that are whack, particularly the ones where I come off sounding whack, we don't want to use. But if you're sounding whack, or if the rest of it sounds cool, well then we can keep it. Yeah.
I'm from some sippin' red rum and Pepsi, northeast of Poughkeepsie till I'm tipsy. Treetop brisket brewing tea by Nesty with my man PreGo Zesty making Nestle quickly. Next week, going some ho-hum, some MCs trying to come with some shit. Bring a bit, get lit by my big flames, rip forest fire names, rain on your picnic basket. Your ass gets taken to task. Don't run or be thinking the phone time 4+4 making me jump from the floor to the stage where that ass got torn for charging too much at the door. You're not what you thought, neither M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O. You know the rest, flow so fresh from the west to the east to the please keep this bullshit out your mouth. In the south if you don't know what I'm about.
Spit is cold as ice. Relays the mic device. Spit is cold as ice. Relays the mic device.
Blake makes beats on the SP and we wrote the recipe. For the rest of y'all to see, it's called Candle Wax Wicks and the forest fire flames. Frame the sound that you hear now. In the here and now with a style. Sound it off in the ear, not what you often hear. We're two. I'm on that mic, come tight, innovation shit I thought you knew. And Blake comes cool. Hooking up beats on the 1 and the 2, and then Mad Squirrel comes through and wrecks it. Blake cuts that record.
Drop the needle. Drop the needle.
Candle wax drips and the squirrel sips Earl Grey tea from the tip of the tree. Poet with that potent, I knew you might have slept up on it, but I'm on it and you seem to have crept up on it. Now you want it.
Spit is cold as ice. Relays the mic device.
Thing? Good. Alright, so we'll do it. Yeah. Alright. Check. Yeah.
You sound like that nigga from the bar side. Mad Squirrel, take the BART from Market to MacArthur to start my day. In the East Bay, 2003 and I'm still sipping tea. Jump off the train, man, who did I see? Nemesis Woodpecker staring at me. 2 beady eyes and a crest that was red on the top of his head. He stopped me and said, Yo, Mad Squirrel, those songs you make are whack. I know the shit that's always on hit. He got a gold record from when he worked for Rockets, not for making dope tracks, but pushing pencils in the office and taking promo to the local record store. I was like, you ain't shit, so what you stepping for? Challenging the squirrel to be your worst mistake, and I ain't ever heard a beat or a verse can make you just claiming a critique without being any part of the art. Don't start, cause Mad Squirrel's a finisher. Down with PreGo Zesty, known to chill with Smurf Sinister. I might like to smile, but it doesn't mean the style isn't wild when a beat down gets administered. After that day, I thought I put him in his place. 2 weeks later, it wouldn't be the case. Chillin' with the grubs when he walks up, squawking like what's up, talking like he's tough. I was like, nothing? So stop frontin'. You can try to diss me, but that won't happen. Nod your head in agreement while I'm rapping on the side of my tree, like you do while I'm high sipping tea at 4:20 in the afternoon. After which I'm right back at you with that pitch, that catch with the catcher's mitt, just as the bass hits. Now bass player turn to tell you how the tables get. Tell you how the tables get.
Turntables, tearing it up. Turntables, tearing it up. Turntables, tearing it up. Turntables, tearing it up.
Yeah, my man Mad Squirrel. Hold it down in Blacksburg. Big words can be intimidating, incriminating. Increments of verbal excrement, ego inflating, descriptive, deceptive. The camouflage and objective, eclectic expressions, vocabulary, selective, impressive, excessive on paper, prelect, facetious diction intensifies the effect. Parlance performed with punchlines profound, powerfully pronouncing the paragon of pronouns. Duh and huh, passe by far, ascension above par. It's the wordplay czar, the rhetoric, a rigmarole. My purpose, soul. Spit germane sentences, let the good blunts roll as I stroll. My rhymes recondition you reticent, hesitant. I do a peasant, quite unpleasant. Far as I'm concerned, your opinion is no. Laceration with non-blood objects to your skull. The harbinger with deadly announcements to follow. Avenge the mic for previous wax sentences hard to swallow.
Now did I mean what I meant when I said what you heard? First verse to interpretive third word blurred. The squirrel's histrionic with the sonic. I exhibit fantastic semantics that's exquisite from Atlantic to Pacific. Explicit with linguistic expressiveness and effervescence that at its essence effortless. My syntactic praxis is past the pragmatic access of excess. You lost access to the dialectic nexus of poetical irrelevance and ethical intelligence. My message is malevolent to those who oppose past precedents, to improper poppers to offers, relying on posture posing. My poetry's imposing, your crafted authentic imploding. I'm into goading even when I'm wearing indigo. Intrinsic flow since the intro. My indexicality indexes calamity. Contaminate synaptic optics with dynamic thought process. Still stay true to the woods with my topics. You thought this was nonsense. It's not. It's complex concepts in a hip-hop context. No networks on Candle Wax Records. Squirrel and Blake 9. Acorns. She was a waist watcher on her wrist, timepiece, dime piece who's into this rhyme. Pleased to meet you, miss. It's Mr. Madness, munch the mocha magic, magnanimous with magnetic etiquette. The friend that I met her with claimed to be a hip-hop dedicate. She knew the name and knew the forest fire flame. Burned on CDR songs, sing-along. Came from Santa Cruz, so she sang a song. It went, we used to cruise to Santa Cruz too, on a cruise 2 years ago. A friend let me borrow the Pinko cassette. That's where I met this girl from Frisco named Lisette. Lisette had a best friend whose brother had a lover who was into hip-hop. Loved the West Coast underground sound. On the west side she found forest fire punk. Bumped out her trunk for all the folks around. And one was a kid named Jet, used to live in the New River Valley till he moved out to California. Yippee-ki-yo, yippee-ki-yay. Loved to Wild West hoorah. Had Big Betsy on his side that night when he met Miss Mary on the slide. On their drive they bumped PreGo 3.5, vaporizing Blake 9's Mix CD Volume 4, bought online at the Access Hip Hop Store. More than a fan, her husband had a man by the name of Big Ant. Smoked beer in the forest fire camp. Had a call, backpacks off the wall. Set it in an East Bay draw. DJ'd at the Players Ball. Walking in with Mac Mall, macking all the Frisco beauties. One claims she knew me from a club called Prudy's in Western Mass. Is this mad squirrel was the question she asked. Ant nodded yes, took his pick and lit a blunt of summer Humboldt County's best and took a hit. This is the bit where hands in the air and folks from up close to way over there nod your head like you're supposed to. If you hear the song then you've been put on to us and those who know are growing strong. This is the bit where hands in the air and folks from up close to way over there nod your head. Yeah, handle that with right big. So now no next like God, we just getting bigger, bigger and better. That's how we do money, but you gotta lose my man Comel. He's over down on the LAC. Mexico, I got a friend, Tom Ward, he's representing out in Sarah. Q's fella Q rocks a hat attack too. Next thing you know, he met someone I knew. At the show, there were two. In terms of those who know me, these days there seem to be more than a few. And the more mics I rock, the more those numbers grew. As the fan base grows at our shows, we get a lot of hoes from pretty women in the front row. So, this one goes out to my man Eddie Vick, and this one goes out to my partner Laser Cub, and Sim the Drunken Owl getting thrown out of the club, and Pete Zodiac and Nana Dapper, that's my cousin. Ash and Key and Asheville NC, Pasha the MC in DC, Disagree and ANT. Ray the F is with me, and Blake 9 is on the beat on the SP. Blake, take him out with the technique. Ago, you would ask me, would it be here in 6 years? I would have said no. I was in love like a drug with this beautiful, innocent girl from Bombay. At least that's how she looked, but she had come a long way from the city. She was witty and claimed to be in love with me. I was like, gimme, gotta. 10 months later, she told me we had nada. Multi-label, and she's not a fan of the Forest Rock Collective single that I gotta. Played it twice, I analyzed each line, and she played not nice. When she spoke about it, she made a joke about it. I might have smirked at the time, I was asleep for a while, but then I woke about it like. And that's the sound of the clock. Still got a lot of love from this hip-hop rockin' mic like rockin' job on Monday nights. That's where I came up with some of the best in the West, and the beats like the bulletproof vest. And my Forest Rock Collective, yes, we bless tracks on CD and the wax. Even had the underground tape, now I'm down with Candle Wax, and that's Blake in the back, and together we make dope tracks. But you would never know that if 6 years ago you would ask. If 6 years from now my friends ask me how I came to be the radically situated MC, I'll think back and say, let me tell it from a time I didn't act this way. I had rapid rage, rigor mortis, tortoise, taking time, sipping wine before this friend poured choke cherry red. She said she got the grapes by the lake, and make no mistake about the tracks you must make with Blake. After that I went back to the beats and wrote raps and could reach provincials. They were against the government and existential, still bragging cause that's a hip-hop credential. Most nights I write our rhymes by candlelight. Wax strips, we bring the baddest material. Blake's beats bumping through the stereo. Pad meets a pen, and here we go again. Blend words with thoughts to speak obscurely to stir the pot. Whether you heard me before or not, got Pico in your Walkman, lost in Gorky Park -40, leaving the sortie against the forestry. We be the anti-industry infiltree, sipping ginseng tea at 423 beneath the hemlock tree. So fuck that top 10 CD, the shit is whack. But 6 years ago I could've told you that.
Mad Squirrel,
Yes.
where do you see the Acorns in 10 years?
10 years from now, well, we would have dropped some shit. People would be onto some shit. By that point, I don't know how much I'll be rocking the mics anymore, man. But, I mean, I might be. Who knows? Here and there, always a little bit. But I don't know how much I'll be getting out and doing hella shows. I'll probably still be recording tracks and stuff. Probably looking back at some heavy movements that we did for a couple years. And then just sort of grooving on a little, independent, check out the new songs we've been up to kind of thing. That's where I see us in 10 years, man.
I'm immersed in a movie, but I'm making my move many miles away, if I may. You already made my day, the last two, with humility to ask who to ask, it was you. I was weaned on a scene that a screenwriter wrote, with some fast talking ass scoping as she's walking out the open casting call to pass them all the last call. For the fantasy that was cast for the fans to see was my self-imagery, therefore she didn't interest me. So when she played cute, I played aloof. Made her my muse who's missing from the rhymes that I do. Who knew she'd be pictured sitting with me in their TV too? Untrue to be someone to run to. I've come to conclusions their illusions only simulate our movements. So I'm choosing not to choke, lost a potion on the ocean of emotion. Boat rocking, beats bumping out, my Walkman got me
that
open.
Comcast, bomb ass, crystal clear reception. HBO figure with the Showtime complexion. Always channel surfing, steady looking for the perfect. When you'll step into reality, trust me, it's worth it, hun. You want the J-Lo and Ben hype, Brad Pitt and Jen type, red carpet sham wife, try for all your damn life. It don't work that way, cause when directors say cut, stars become rats and they treat you like a slut. I don't act like Sandler or Denzel with flair. May take me longer, but I'll still get you there. You think you the shit cause you know the cast of Friends, Bachelorette fantasies, choose from a mass of men. Shit, I try to stay away from the minds that be tainted. Maybe next time you'll get more acquainted. Hollywood images of love that be branded in our conscience, but mostly the contents is nonsense.
When Jollie Joe went to Jamaica, I was 5 years past trying to be a breaker, but I made a promise to get on this type of song and now it's on. Next thing I knew I was on a plane to the island. Jamaica's the name, I was smiling, imagine freestyling. Bubble fuck from the tree, I'm climbing up, rhyming when the beats bump. I'm rumble pump pump and you never knew, of course now you do. The name's Mad Squirrel Blake on that plane too. Me and you was going to Jamaica, fool. He didn't know, but now he do. Landed on the island and the breeze is feeling cool. Landed at the bar like some damn rock stars. Blake's drinking Crown and Coke and toking on a ganja smoke. I'm low, tell these girls call me Soap. Son of Arabian Prince ain't no joke on a Sunday. Just finished a hot fudge sundae when someone sexy this way come. She smiled a lot like she liked to have fun. Ordered a drink made with Appleton rum. I said, who be you and what do you do? She said Nico, said she was from Montego Bay, and she leaned over, hair laid on my shoulder just like a frito. Next thing I know she told me and Blake about the party at 8. We rolled in at 9 cause sometimes we roll late. Smile on our face as we walked in the place, bass booming. Blake surveying the room and in 2 minutes he was talking to two short hair mini skirt looking like they like to flirt. When I made my way over there, the first smirked, the second said she liked the candle wax logo on my shirt. Oh, you like the logo? Well honey, here's a promo so you know.
Get the hit and take my advice. Take yourself a trip to this tropical paradise. Get the hit and take my advice. Take yourself a trip to this tropical paradise. Get the hit and take my advice. Take yourself a trip to this tropical paradise. Take it from me and explore you that knows the one and only great invincible Jollie Joe.
Like the gesture and my way with words impressed her. Knew about the underground, but didn't know shit about the candle wax sound until now. Blake makes beats on the SP, and we got a crew that's tight. 2 nights later when we seen him on the scene, they was like, we was bumping your shit earlier tonight. Oh yeah, is that right? Well, as long as my song is on, you can't go wrong with a can go on. Blake and her friend get in the tango on, while we're sitting here sipping beer, red stripe. Don't let the bugs in the bed bite, because we're headed there for the rest of the night with the restlessness of a vacation fling with this Jamaican pretty young thing making me sing. She's my queen, I'm her king, man. Love you like no love that I bring her in the morning while I'm waking, waiting for me, arms embracing, dreams of sunshine. Got my head spinning around. Your punk ass boyfriend can't fuck with the candle wax sound.
Supermel, inner city wax poetic hustler. I eat kryptonite, my weakness really phosphorus. Conceal identity with 40 hours in towers. Deliver the mail, won't use my x-ray powers. Well, sometimes I might, especially if the receptionist is tight. I'm not like Dracula, can't seduce but view her underlines. I'd rather fly to work, but I ride my bike only at lunch I bite. Sneak under the bridge, get the employees high. Email the flyer ride, it's Friday night. Gears already tied, already had my tie, Kate neatly ironed. It's in my neighborhood, downtown with city lighting. City girls are rude, plus man beautiful, much to be desired. I'm friends with officers, they don't know I'm on their side. I wave, they put their guns back by their thighs. So would you be a neighbor in my neighborhood? I don't think you should, unless you like vultures and fighting for your goods.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? I like it in the woods where the squirrel knows it's good, but there's a party at the suburb spot. Heard about it down at the coffee shop, down past the rock, past the Duke's Field and Pot. Got my bricks, hydro flows, Acorns for the walk. Parties over there, always bump, nocturnal cats in the back, bumping down South Slump with my underground heads in the front. DJ Blake 9 came in, spinning all the shit I want. Honey's not for bees, but for me to see. Sipping Earl Grey tea, taking in the scenery, speaking with the maid chickadee. Must be insane, saying she's sick of tea. I'll take another mug, cutting up the rug with a duck when my song's on. Left for the lake when I heard a swan song. Now I'm chilling with cricket by the white picket fence. Blake spinning Q-tip, can I kick it? And we're all singing. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Groovin', having a real good feeling. I wish my homeboys in the bay could see me chillin'.
Left the inner city to a suburban building. Was higher than a kite, then I flew into the kitchen.
Now I'm tired, time to retire from the dance floor. Through the door, seen someone I hadn't seen before.
Supermel, BYOB, that's my steez. Out the inner city, but the inner city's still in me.
And I'm straight out the forest, fuck the bears in the porridge, with the golden head of locks and the fox on the beatbox.
Let me see, damn I can't remember. That's how I started off in a freestyle center.
And that's when I entered the cypher with rhymes that might make you smile like you like to.
Didn't use my superpowers, picked the human flow. And that's where I met my new neighbor, Matt Squirrel. So,
could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Gone? Is that one gone? That one's gone. I'm gonna knock it out in this one.
I kicks the mad styles. 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 I kicks the mad styles.
I'm at home with producers making dope shit rhymes up to task for the ass beats for weeks with speech unique. I teach you example with my ample abilities. Still at ease, chillin' trees. S to the Q, you knew none sound the same. With the underground game, though I thrive out on a limb with the styles to begin to show you what I'm into. Been through a thing or two with a Hindu. Don't start with innuendos, I'll send those accusations back at you. Wasting time taking my tail to the grapevine. I like my wine straight from the Northern California orchard, or it's the Finger Lakes wineries. You'll be finding me stomping grapes with a bunch of drunken hornets on Chianti. My shit is off the hook, don't look because I caught you peeping game in the history books. And it's 1914 to 2003. You'll be finding me climbing trees, rhyming these syllables. Skillful without the pockets, it's Skrilliful.
Skrilliful, 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 so beautiful. One MC, one beat, and one mic, one DJ. Pasha is like, hey yo, P to the is A, SH to the is A. Pasha, wildin' like Noah Yeek the Grizzly, bear in a harbor flick. You don't want no parts of this. All you rookies need to run and get your starter kits. That's where the Squirrel and Chris, I hit you with this harder ish. MC, DJ / graffiti artist. Your effort chartless, the ground is my target. My tongue is the sharpest, smart with street knowledge. I'm the main accomplice in smoking up your harvest. Regardless if it's swag or that sticky green atomic, I smoke your whole crop of it. I smoke the leaves, the stems, the seeds, like black lung without a problem. So don't get shocked when pot shot come and knock the deep breaths of oxygen. Packing Phillies by the boxing. I'm mouth full of cotton with headphones on, rocking the beat that Blake shot that got my head knot. Blowing up spots like hidden cameras on your block, watching cats with blue tops, add cash to they knots. I won't stop till my LPs and record shops and heads are running for the stores like they running from the cops. Watch.
If you say my style is right, this way you dead wrong. So if you say my style is right, this way you dead wrong. Man, if you say my style is right, this way you dead wrong. So play the resurrector and give the dead some life.
Even a paleontologist wouldn't have a bone to pick with showmanship. I transmit the freestyle manuscript significantly. An epiphany spawned turn word symphony, seemingly streaming the lines and eventually connecting. Like a QB, good at reading defenses, intercepting. Laid up passes, building pretenses, false images. Taken on in the end, they could be costly. My concepts is take steps, commodity and oddity. Uncommonly, the industry is built stealing identities. Hot for the moment, now you lose your amenities. Animosity, rules of proximity. Approximately 33 new MCs are born daily, dropping the new style. I find purity in obscurity. Ooh, child, things get easier, but only with maturity. Eventually, I make sense of my life's destination, understanding my own purpose with an intense determination.
Probably defined the skits on the album, but we're not telling any jokes like this. We might be laughing a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's really nothing funny.
Yeah, nothing funny going on here.
So what you gonna do when it happens to you? What was sipping tea when it happened to me? When I happened to be stung by a honey, still don't know what she wanted from me. We were both down with the bunny, the hippity, cozy to my mug, so I gave her a sip of tea. After 2 months together, she was history. Her letter said, "Squirrel, you never meant shit to me." So what you gonna do when it happens to you? What was sipping tea when it happened to me? When I happened to see a beautiful brown thrasher, wouldn't let me walk on past her, so I asked her, "What's your name and your number too?" She said, "You and I should spend some time this summer too. Get to know one another 2 weeks into June, she was saying, "I'm in love with you." So what you gonna do when it happens to you? What was sipping tea when it happened to me? At the Earl Grey factory, who did I see but the sexy chickadee staring back at me? She was wearing a smile and a black cap indicative of the style, so we sat and chat a while. She had my eye, but she let me know that she had a guy, so I guess I gotta go. So what you gonna do when it happens to you? I was sipping tea when it happened to me. Happily at the family function, she was high and drunk off for something, bumping beats and slumping. Didn't expect Squirrel, the uninvited guest, but when she suggested that we go out on a date, I said yes. Now her grandmama mad, thinking 1 year from now I'll be her granddaughter's baby dad. So what you gonna do when it happens to you? I was sipping tea when it happened to me. Actually, it was Long Island Ice, enticed by the feisty feline at the club that night. Met her at the door, she spoke in metaphor. She asked me to dance, but said forget the floor, I got a bed next door. This thing is for sure as long as you're financially secure. So what you gonna do when it happens to you? When it happened to me, I was sipping tea. This song here is about a friend of mine. Me and Tom Donivan on a whim went down to the pond and took a swim. He got himself a leech, I was right back sitting on the beach like the soundtrack to Grease. Gross, don't need to be messing with none of those. I woke up in the morning with the rain clouds storming. Tom sleeping on my couch snoring. We both went out last night and he looked like he's about to get into a fight, but the fist never flew. Now he's back at the bar and he's fisting it too. Scotch on the rocks and he talks to everyone in earshot about how his friends gotta flow. He goes, "That's Mad Squirrel, in case you didn't know." And these fools was like, "Who? Man, you'd have been better off just acting like you knew." Man, you'd have been better off just acting like you knew, like those folks do, too. Man, you Hey, been
Tom.
acting like you knew.
Blake.
That means I had to serve him, Blake.
Nah, man, you can't come over today, dude. No, Mad Squirrel and I are finishing up the song. Man, no, dude. I'll talk to you later, man.
And I can bust rhymes on the bus. Plus wine at the crib is a must. So I must ride this bus to the stop by the wine store spot where the wine gets hot. Whether pour or not, I still pour a lot. But I gotta be home before 4 o'clock. Tea time's when time's at my door a lot. Here comes a knock and he always wants more than I got. First the tea, then the wine, then the beer, then the pot. Look, I only got one Bex left, and the only herb I had was in the spice cabinet. So he stepped and the rest is best left on the hush. Well, I'll tell you this, he woke up in a puddle of his own piss. Poor Tom, Miserable's kiss was on his list. I heard he showed up at the bar and he got himself a fist. Hey, yo, Blake, you hear about Tom last night?
Nah, man, what do you do this time?
Yo, that fool likes to get drunk. Yeah. He was getting tore up. Hell yeah, dude.
What was he drinking?
Man, off a fifth of Jack Daniels.
What?
Yeah. Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, dude, he was gone when he left my place.
Dude, he needs to stop drinking, for real.
I don't like hanging with that fool. Me and Blake both make songs, and when we're out on the town, we stay away from Tom. The Donivans and bandwagon friends who are off again, on again. I saw him drinking Bombay gin at the Holiday Inn out in Michigan, listening to the new Acorns song on his stereo. The beat was milky like moo, but his ranch was a zoo with a cow pasture too. So the more I know that everything that I know has a subtext rarely told. And when legends turn to facts, go back to the image of the past. That's a vision that lasts. And quarantine the questions to never be asked. And if they are, just let confessions get left at the bar stool. In Arlington, drinking at the carpool, thinking that he's mastered the art of cool. That's Tom acting the fool.
Look at Tom right there, man. That damn fool. Just loud. Alright. Man, I ain't hanging out with Tom no more, man. Well, my question would be to you, where do you get your source material from for these raps for the Acorns?
Well, that's telling Eddie Vick last night, whenever I hear a hard beat, like sort of my default is always to go to some battling rhymes and some stuff and some talking a little bit of shit, talking about a sucker MC, just a sucker MC and stuff like that. But I definitely have the Forest influence and the Forest motivation in a lot of what I do. So I'm trying to think about the Forest. I also try to think about stuff that's gone down with people that I know and stuff that, the cumulative effects of all my social interactions come out with some rhymes. They come out expressed in rhyme form. And sometimes it's just about words that sound nice together. Like that song I did with the Frost First. I was like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. It was the first Frost. The Frost came first. I'll put that in the verse.
On Poverty Creek on the first weekend of June, humming the tune on the trunk of a transplanted tree stump, staring at the fire in a funk. Sunday morning slump, sunk deep into thoughts that got lots on my mind. Couldn't find words lost in the rhyme, I'm missing mine. Time's ticking by, in the blink of an eye it passes, and we're left to reminisce about the past and wish that those amazing days had lasted like the sands in the hourglass did. On the day frost first came this way we played strawberry fields and skies of diamonds. By the winter solstice you can find me rhyming. You were hurt. You weren't the first, but your smirk didn't work, so you looked like a jerk. Joked all night. After the smoke, it'll be alright, cause I'll light the fire, and under the midnight sky we'll retire, and Wonderland comes once in the woods. That's why that Coleman salesman, he's doing good, but gosh, we forgot to wash. I'll meet you at the creek where the songbirds speak. Tweedle-deedle-deedle-dee-dee, from the branch of the tree to me. Jack Frost taking in the scenery. Seen him smoking all that evergreenery. Hemlock, pine, spruce, mistletoe. So, see you next year. Don't front on coming to the woods in the winter. Cross-country skier. See you next year. Don't front on coming to the woods in the winter. Cross-country skier. See you next year. Don't front on coming to the woods in the winter. Cross-country skier. See you next year. Don't front on coming to the woods in the winter. Cross country skier.